Well, here we are again with Red Curtain Talk at Biloxi Little Theater. For all those BLT fans, it's just BLT, right? I understand. So today we are glad to have with us none other than our own, one of BLT's own, because he's played in, what was the name of that session?
12 Angry Jurors.
The 12 Angry Jurors, yes, here recently. None other than playing the character of John Nevins, Mr. Dwayne Durgan. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, to be honest. I'm
Good.
just glad to be up.
Yeah, that's right. It's better to be vertical than horizontal, for sure. So how did you hear first about this play being done at, Trouble in Mind being done at Biloxi Little Theater?
Well, at first, I kind of just seen it on Facebook, because after 12 Angry Jurors, I was like, man, this place is great. I got to come back and do another one.
Nice.
And then when I read the description of this one, I was like, man, I feel like this one would hit. This is a good one. It hit home.
Yeah, it touched. What about it? What about a hit for you?
Us as an older community,
Yeah.
especially like my mom,
Yeah.
the stuff she'd tell me, it's kind of like how Willetta is, or my grandma herself.
Gotcha.
She would tell me stuff like this.
Yeah.
And I was exactly like John, to be honest, just like, we have to put it in the past and put it behind us.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
you know, it's easier said than done.
So true. So when it comes to your character, John, of course, John is in the play Trouble in Mind, then he's inside of the play, inside of Trouble in Mind, Chaos in Belleville, as Job. First dealing with John himself, how do you see him how do you see his character?
I see him, he's probably, as I think about it, I think that's why him and Willetta conflict so much. He might be her from when she first started, because now she knows that, you know, you have to compromise all these things. But since I'm new and fresh, I'm just excited.
Right. And you're like, why is she telling me all this stuff that I need to do? No, I'll try it, but I don't think that's really the way it needs, because there's one line where you're like, I'm excited about theater, you know, I'm determined this is going to be the thing for me, and, you know, you're ready to go after it. As the play progresses, we see John start changing a little bit, and he becomes more like the director. At first, he kind of starts doing some of the stuff that the Willetta is telling him from her experience, but he migrates towards Al Manners. Why do you think that is?
Well, you know, even though in spite, me and Willetta are going at it the entire show, it's more of not compromising where she says it, tells me to do that, you know, go along with it, be friendly.
Yeah.
And kind of like how Alice Childress, they tried to get her to be with her.
Yeah.
With her.
When you think about what John, especially when he starts speaking to Willetta like he's Al Manners, do you think he's as we hear the term sometimes, kissing butt, so that he can move up the ladder? Because, I mean, this is his first thing, and he does want this to be his deal in life.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, definitely.
I can feel it.
Because I get tickled when we're in practice, we're in rehearsals, and you do those lines where you're acting like Al Manners. It's like, oh, that is so good. That's so funny. John is working his way up the ladder. But there ends up being this kind of change that happens with you and Al, because you start to recognize that he puts you off a lot. What do you think goes through the character of John's mind when he's trying to tell Al something and Al redirects with some flattery or pointing out that somebody, oh, this young man, you know, they're going to be after you? What do you think goes on in John's mind during those times? And we're going to have to talk over the train now. Yeah.
It probably have to be more of like a I told you so from Willetta. Because to be honest, this is the more it goes on, it's kind of like her career. She was young and now she's old, from even just his first time being there, like his new time being there. The longer it goes on, the more you start to see what she's talking about.
Wow. So you think there's some realizations inside of his mind that, oh, what this lady was telling me is true.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Isn't that a message for young people today, though?
It's always gonna be, I think it's, I mean, it's crazy to say, it's
Yeah.
hard to say, but that's always gonna be a lesson.
Yeah, because I know when we're young, we feel like we know so much. We feel like, oh, the world is mine to conquer, which it is. But when we hear some of the wisdom from the elders, we feel like it's a pushback at us. When actually, they're just trying to give us some tips so that we can incorporate. And I think that's where the problem comes in: being able to know how to incorporate that into our youth and still do some of the things that we want to do. Just do it with a little more wisdom, with a little more alertness. Because as an older person now, because as a former educator and I've taught the children of children that I've taught, boy, that was a feeling. I get it and I understand, because I remember being that newbie in the classroom as a teacher, but now I also understand that it's not really that I try to tell people anything to get them to change. It's more of just listen to this, take what works for you, and just have a better journey than mine. That's, and I think that's what Willetta was trying to help him do as well. So when we think of the end of the play, and I won't give the spoiler away, but what happens, the thing that happens right at the end between you and Al Manners, what do you think that does to John's spirit?
From one of the lines, which you'll see,
Yeah.
it kind of demoralizes him. And it also shows, especially even at the end where I started talking to Willetta, it was a little more calm, but it's that maybe you should take some advice. Just because it sounds bad, it's not bad advice.
Yeah, yeah. It's just advice that you're not used to.
Yeah.
Yeah. When people leave the theater and they think about John, the character of John, what is it that you'd like for them personally to take away?
Well, for me, it'd be especially about how you talk about from our elders and people that have more experience and wisdom, to take that advice, but not take it all the way.
Yeah.
Take it and figure out how to incorporate it into your personal life.
Yeah. Give us a spoiler. What is something that happens that, in the play that they would end up seeing once they're here and they're like, oh, that was so good?
The lynching.
The
lynching,
yes,
for sure.
Yes, the lynching. That is, yeah, I agree.
I reread that part a lot.
Yeah. So, last question. Since you've been a part, because you came to us a little bit later than the rest, what has been one of the most fun things about the rehearsals?
I think everybody's hilarious. I be trying to look professional and not to laugh, but it's funny.
It is fun.
And to be in a room with, everybody's very wise.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
I enjoy it. I feel like I'm learning something.
That's good, man. I'm so glad you're a part of this. Thank you so much for being a part of this, especially for accepting it almost at the last minute to come on when we lost another one of our members who had been a part. So I appreciate you. You're doing a fine, fine job. Can't wait to see you on stage. Thank you, Dwayne.
Thank you.
Indeed, indeed. Well, we appreciate you all so much for joining us for this session of Red Curtain Talk, and we'll see you on the next one.